Yo, what's up, guys? Your boy, Mr. Vince, and I'm back in another video. And today we're talking about Wistoria, Wand, and the Sword. Um, I love this anime. It was a great anime. I watched it last season, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Please like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys are watching, what kind of videos you guys want me to react to, or what animes you want me to react to, because I'm just reacting to the ones that I really enjoy right now. So if there's something that you guys want to see me react to and that I haven't seen, please let me know down below, and you can link the video as well, and I'll check it out. But let me know what you guys are watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. If you love this content, like I said, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys. Oh, what's up, guys? I've been looking for a video on Wistoria for a while, and I haven't watched this one, but it's asking if it's why it's worth the watch, and I want to see what this guy has to say. So without further ado, let's get into some wand and sword, baby.
Imagine a world where magic was everything. Now, imagine traversing that world without being able to use magic. Every person looks down on you for being different, and at every step of the way you're always at a disadvantage. So, do you give up and accept the fact that you'll never belong amongst the mages, or do you fight through all that and chase the dream that you've set out for yourself? This is the premise of Wistoria, Wand, and Sword, and while definitely something we've seen before.
There's a show that did this. When I was watching this, I was trying to figure out what show did this. It was the second show that had the same premise, but I can't think of what the show's freaking called. And it's gonna bug me. It's gonna bug me. It's gonna bug me. We'll come back to it.
Before in a number of similar anime, Wistoria feels like the refined penultimate version of all of them. It's as if someone put together the Avengers of underdog anime. The story was written by the creator of Danmachi, the anime directed by the director of Black Clover, the animation and art by numerous skilled veterans from all sorts of notable anime, then the music is by the same.
Okay, got it. Oh god. Gosh, I don't know why I couldn't think of this freaking yes. This one. Oh man. The Irregular at the Magic High School. That's what the freaking anime. I was like, bro, I've seen an anime that was just like this. I couldn't remember what it was, but there it is. Freaking this one. I don't know how many people have seen this, but I actually really like this show. It was actually pretty good. I don't think I watched the latest season, but I remember watching season 1 and I was like, bro, this is fucking cool. And he uses guns. So I thought that was fucking sick when everybody else is using like magic, obviously. Why am I snapping my fingers like I couldn't remember? But that's what it was. I was like, bro, there's a show that I couldn't remember what it was, and it came out 2014. Yep. That makes sense. Makes sense. Okay.
Same man responsible for the bangers of My Hero and Haikyuu. Now, I promise I'm not the only one who thinks this too, since the producer himself has gone on record to say that this could very well be the greatest staff ever assembled for an anime. Personally, I don't think I'm qualified to judge whether that's true or not, but what I can say is that the end result is amazing. Wistoria takes what's generally a cliché premise and turns it into a genuinely entertaining and captivating experience. It knows what it is and commits to it 100%. So, while yes, that does mean that the plot stays relatively basic, there's a certain beauty behind the simplicity of it all. It may not.
I love that Will's like love interest, the princess, whatever, the ice princess lady or whatever she is, that she doesn't forget about him. I think that was like a really cool premise of the show, is that she's always looking down, like she can see him. I mean, they act like they can see each other. It's kind of cute in a way. Actually, I really like that about the show. I actually really love the show. I kind of want to rewatch it. Maybe I should rewatch it.
Not be this layered story with numerous themes and complex characters, but of what it is trying to portray, it executes it perfectly. From the animation and world building to the choreography and music, there's a clear passion in Wistoria that you just don't see in other anime. A passion that clearly resonated with me, and I hope to be-
When he fights the fucking animal in the dungeon, like in the first few episodes, that's sick, man. And it's so cool that he's always freaking scared. I think I love that. You're like, how do you do this? How do you have the will to do it? And he's like, you think I'm not scared? Fucking love that part.
Be able to convey to you. So, what is Wistoria, Wand, and Sword? Well, Think dungeon crawling similar to Danmachi,
Yeah,
a discriminatory
Danmachi's great
magic
show as well.
academy setting like Mashle, then a magically incapable protagonist like us.
Mashle does it too, yeah. God damn, I keep forgetting about the freaking shows. Also, if you haven't watched Mashle, Magic and Muscles, this shit's fucking great. I finished reading the manga like months ago. Kind of disappointed the way it ended, but like it was so good, man. Oh my god, I hate when I don't get the ending that I want. But the way they ended, I mean, it's fine. But great show. Also, Black Clover. If you read it, I highly recommend reading Black Clover other than like waiting for the anime to catch up because it's actually pretty good. They're kind of wrapping it up now, but I fucking love reading the mangas. And for me, sometimes is better than watching the shows because like I can see everything before it happens. Also, it can ruin the experience for you because it kind of ruined Chainsaw Man for me because I was reading Chainsaw Man before it came out. And now I kind of don't like watch Chainsaw Man.
Combine this with events and tests similar to the irregular at Magic High School. And
hey, I called it. Just for the record, I haven't seen this video before.
And an overall vibe reminiscent of My Hero Academia, and what you get is a very basic picture of Wistoria. I'm not saying that those anime define what Wistoria is, but at the very least it's something to compare it to.
Definitely pulls from it.
To make that picture more clear though, this right here is Will, an aspiring student at regarded magical academy who, as you may have guessed, can't use magic. Why does he attend a school for mages then? Well, that's because of his childhood friend Alfaria. You see, long ago the two made a promise to see the sunset together. They would work hard to become what's known as Magia Vander, ascend the tower as the top is where those Magia Vander reside, then fulfill their promise and watch the sunset from the peak of the tower. The thing about becoming a Magia Vander though was that only the 5 strongest mages are allowed to do so. So either you prove your power by ascending the tower and reaching the top, or showcase it another way by creating a new type of magic not known to exist yet. Any person who ascends the tower is then a candidate to become a Magia Vander, but only 5 are ever holding the title as such. Their actual responsibilities relate to the larger mystery encapsulating the world itself, but that's something I'll leave for you to find out on your own. For now, all you need to know is that this is the position Will is striving for. Now, the reason I only say Will is because Alfaria has already become a Magia Vander. She'd exhibited talent unlike any other mage before her, and left Will behind with nothing but these goggles and a motivation to catch up to her. Both are intent on fulfilling their promise.
Why, bro? Every time I see, like, there's a video I want to watch, I might react to it as well, but it's like, why are anime characters' eyes always closed? And like, sometimes in the show, they show her and her eyes are just closed. At first, honestly, I thought she was blind, not gonna lie to you. But not the case.
But one has a much more difficult path than the other. So, in a world where talent for magic is valued over everything, how then does a talentless person like Will ascend? This brings us to that all too familiar concept of the dungeon, since it's here where those without talent can prove themselves. You see, Regarded Academy runs off a credit system. Out of 12,000 credits that can be earned in total, 1,000 are needed to graduate from one year to the next, 6,000 are needed to graduate fully, and 7,200 are required if you want to advance to the next part of the tower, the Upper Institute, which is the next stage of Will's tower climb. If Will wants to make it there, then he first needs to gather 7,200 credits. The thing is, earning those credits are easier said than done, since the ways one can earn them are broken down into 3 main curriculum. There's writing that's worth a total of 3,600, practical training worth another 3,600, then spellwork itself worth the most at 4,800. Since spellwork isn't something that Will can do though, that's 4,800 credits off the table automatically for him. It means if he wants to make it to the Upper Institute and keep his promise, he needs to be perfect in both writing and training. Luckily for him, writing is just a simple matter of studying, while the practical training is something he's actually quite good at. It's the process of killing monsters down in the dungeon. Every time he eliminates one, that's a few more credits added to his record. It brings us to the very aspect that makes Will shine, since where he lacks in magic, he more than makes up for in everything else. Whether it be strength, agility, swordplay, or tactics, when it comes to the battlefield, Will is an absolute monster. He possesses superhuman
fight
strength
was
no mage
insane.
comes even close to, the durability of a dwarf with his sturdy, rugged body, sword slashes faster than even lightning, and insight into battle that lets him understand an enemy after seeing their movements once.
He's kind of like broken, bro. Like, let's see the fight, but he's fucking broken, man.
This, of course, didn't come without incredible amounts of training, but when you put it all together, he's honestly this weird combination of Bell, Deku, Asta, and Mash.
Yep.
Deku because of his notepad and childhood rivalry.
Weirdo.
Yeah, Will even has his own light version of Bakugo. In any case,
Light version of that man is literally Bakugo reincarnated, like red hair, which matches the fire. Bakugo, you just fucking blast is which pretty much is fire. They're the same person.
this makes every fight with him a total spectacle since the abilities he puts on display are truly amazing, especially when they're used to show up those who underestimate him, of which I can assure you there is plenty of. This is actually the #1 problem Will faces in the academy, since as a sword-swinging brute in a world of elegant mages, the discrimination he faces is endless. Yes, it is a bit cliche, but like I said in the beginning, the way it's done is better than most. What I mean is that, rather than have the bullying be this minor element creating some form of superficial adversity, the bullying here fuels Will's growth both internally and externally. It's a core plot device significantly strengthening the development of him and the characters around him.
That moment right there was so good because he thought he was gonna die, and the whole time that his rival was pissed at him is because his rival thought that he just saw past him and didn't think of him as a person, which honestly was not the case because Will never actually really realized that they were rivals because no one said anything. And once that conversation is had, flips a switch and makes the show way better than it was, because at first he's just like a whiny little bitch and you're like, bro, another one of these whiny bitch tropes is so annoying.
It's never just for the sake of making Will the underdog, but instead usually goes beyond that. Now, the way it's done is also quite extreme too, since the man has been non-stop bullied for 6 years straight.
Literally.
Like, there's even teachers that constantly try to make a fool of him. The way he continues forward, focusing solely on his goal though, not only highlights who Will is and the determination of his character, but it also makes every time he succeeds that much more satisfying. His struggles are by no means very complex, but I believe the simplicity of it all makes them that much easier to get behind.
It's such a simple story.
All in all, this is a story about Will, and it's the portrayal of him as he pushes past the societal limitations imposed on him. It's a story of perseverance, resilience, and tenacity, one that follows an admittedly simple goal of keeping a promise, yet builds around said goal with finesse and polish. All that is further refined through the overall presentation of the anime, which is by far the strongest part of Wistoria. At first I couldn't pinpoint why watching Wistoria felt so different, but then I realized it felt like I was watching a movie. Everything from the tone, pacing, and music, all the way to the shot direction, sound work, and animation, carry with them this refined style you'd usually only ever find in an anime movie. Like, a great attention to detail was put into bringing the setting to life, so whether outside by the windy corridors of the Academy's garden or inside within the massive open...
Now that he says that, oh my god, I didn't even think about that. It actually does feel like you're watching a movie and watch a show. Oh my god. I never even thought about that. Like, some shows you can tell that you're watching a show, but this one kind of feels like a movie when you watch it. I actually did not think about that.
An area of the spell hall, the atmosphere, background, and sound design match perfectly. It's clear they were all meticulously crafted to engross the viewer as best as possible.
They got me.
Here footsteps echo as tensions build between Will and his teacher, while the flowing sounds of wind set the tone for the conversation Will and Colette are about to have here. In fact, with a single sentence, 3 small cuts, and that natural background noise, all at once we were shown the grand nature of the tower, Will's admiration for it, then a hint towards the person waiting for him at the top of it. To me, this was a true application of that whole show don't tell attitude, and that's something that makes the most out of the fact that this is an anime. So, over and over I was blown away by just how well some of the smaller scenes were executed. It's a level of quality that, for the most part, remains consistent throughout. That being the case, even if you are turned off by the simplistic nature of the story itself, at the very least you should be able to appreciate the cinematic direction of it all, especially when it comes to the fight scenes. This is the very juicy cherry on top, since in addition to all the detail put into just the regular scenes, even more so is added when it comes to the fights. You see, rather than brief action sequences with flashy lights and invisible characters, Wistoria's fights are filled with fluid animation and stellar choreography.
They're so good.
There's amazing camera work I would say is better than a Studio Gohan's trailer, impactful hits and emotional stakes, then above all a clever use of abilities that always makes it feel like Will worked for his victory. I mean, yes, he is pretty OP, but when it comes to putting sword against wand, the way they balance the two is never too one-sided in either direction. Magic should by all means have the advantage, but with Will's strength, tactics, and innovative techniques, you're always wondering how it is he's gonna win next. It's a great way of making the fight more engaging. Plus, there's always that extra element of him showing up those who underestimate him, so if you're someone who likes that, then there's really no reason for you not to watch this anime. Now, the world building isn't anything too complex, but the way it's told does make it interesting. Something about Wistoria's storytelling just makes those simple topics all the more captivating. There is one big overarching mystery too, but at this point in the story it's not too prevalent. Really, the focus right now is on Will. Aside from that, there's the music by Yuki Hayashi, who you'll immediately recognize as the composer for OSTs from Haikyuu and My Hero Academia. They're actually extremely similar to the point that you might think that you're watching My Hero. This could be good or
you ain't watching My Hero. This is definitely way better than My Hero.
bad depending on your taste in music, but for me I found it set the tone just fine. In any case, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to say about Wistoria. In a season where good fantasy has been pretty light, Wistoria steps in and fills that gap for us. It's a high quality take on the talentless wanting to become the strongest trope, one that knows exactly what it is and delivers on all the elements that make it such. So, if you're looking for a good underdog fantasy with amazing direction, pacing, animation, and music, then I can't recommend enough watching Wistoria. It's my #1 recommendation to you this season. So, if you end up watching it because of this video, then come back and let me know what you thought about it. And if you're already watching, then let me know if you agree with me.
I will say I agree with him. I want to see if I can find this. Was it against Julius? I think it was. No. Edward. When he fights his teacher, bro, that shit is so good, man. Here we go. Like this whole time before, I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen this. Sorry, spoilers. Let me say this before I show you this video. Spoilers. He fights his teacher, bro, and like in the beginning, his teacher didn't let him go to his locker. He's like, come to the fucking library or wherever they're fighting at right now. And show me your powers, blah, blah. If you don't win, you fail, blah, blah, blah type thing. And the whole time, Will's like holding his own with nothing. He just has his bare hands and his teachers are using spells. And it's pretty like, honestly, it was pretty unfair. Like there was no chance he was going to win this fight without his sword. And then he gets his sword and his goggles and he just turns into a different fucking person, man. Like it's so fucking.
杖ではなく剣を持つ異端者めついろ私の魔法を断ったモリアの剣かだが来るまた一斉射撃が怖いまた焼かれる
That's my favorite part. Like he's telling himself like he's definitely scared. Like he'll be burned again. Like he could die if he messes this up. And the stakes are high in this show. And he just, oh man, rises to the occasion every time. Like look at the flames. Look at this shit. It looks insane.
千の炎恐ろしい弾幕手足が震えそうこれがマギアベンデの壁逃げ出してしまいたいだけど突破口はここしかない終わりだガーザロンゾの戦いには続きがあるドワーフの猛将ガレスは全ての同胞を失いながらそれでも己の一撃を与えた明治は勇敢な戦士を称え死を認めた
Did you see that? My man sliced the pillar behind him in enough time to throw the shit. Like, bruh, bro, you have to go back. There's no way. My man's gets here. And as you can see, the pillar's already freaking sliced, bro. Like, look at this shit. Look at that. As these are coming at him, he's gonna pick that pillar up and kick it at his teacher.
認めた。そう、剣は杖に届いたんだ。
And he got a hit.
ウィル・セルフォルトに体育を与える。
Such a freaking great show, man. I love it. I actually really like this show. It has a lot of great moments in it. And he steps up every time, man. I mean, he has to. He was trying to. Hey, man, love will make you do some crazy things. And this show, love is making him be one of the best characters ever. Let's go back.
Match.
I watched this on Any News. So if you like getting news and hearing about new shows that you haven't watched yet, please go and check out Any News. There's a lot of stuff on there right now. I think he's talking about Solo Leveling, the season, the newest season, season 2 right now. I think he's doing like a episode review per episode right now. So go and like the video, check it out if you guys enjoy it. Also, guys, if you enjoy these type of videos, like I said, please let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, comment what you're watching right now, and if you've seen Wistoria, let me know what you think about it. Do you think that it's anything like videos that he said? Like, is it anything like My Hero? Is it anything like Black Clover, Mash Muscles, the regular at the at high school? Like, let me know, and then I will see you guys on the next one, man. Peace and love, man.